A timeless message. Understanding 1. Timothy 5. The Bible is filled with timeless wisdom, words that resonate as deeply today as they did centuries ago. 1 Timothy 5 is one such powerful chapter, a letter from the Apostle Paul to his young protege Timothy. Though written within a specific historical context, the principles within this chapter hold profound significance for us, particularly for Christian men navigating the complexities of the 21st century. Paul's letter focuses on the practical aspects of leading a faithful life within the church community. He addresses issues of leadership, care for the vulnerable, and the importance of right living. This chapter's message is clear. Our faith should be evident not just in words but in actions, particularly in how we treat others. The beauty of 1 Timothy 5 is its straightforward approach to complex issues. Paul doesn't mince words. He lays out clear expectations for how Christians should treat each other, focusing particularly on the importance of honoring widows and caring for the elderly. In a world that often disregards the wisdom of the past, 1 Timothy 5 serves as a powerful reminder that God's word transcends time. Its message is as relevant and necessary today as it was 2,000 years ago, offering clear guidance for living a life of integrity, respect, and compassion. Caring for the vulnerable widows and elders. Paul specifically addresses the needs of widows and elders in 1 Timothy 5. He emphasizes the importance of showing them honor and providing practical care. Why? Because they represent the vulnerable in our midst, those who may need an extra measure of love and support. For widows, particularly those who were left without means of support in that era, Paul instructs Timothy to ensure they are cared for. He emphasizes the importance of family stepping up first, then the church community if family is unable. This wasn't just about financial support, but about ensuring these women retained their dignity and place within the community. Elders, those who have faithfully served the church, are also to be honored and respected. Paul speaks of providing for their material needs, recognizing that their years of service deserve recognition and support. These instructions weren't merely suggestions. They were commands rooted in a deep understanding of God's heart for the vulnerable. Paul understood that a healthy church is one that cares for its own, particularly those who are often overlooked or marginalized. Modern men, timeless values, respect, responsibility, integrity. How do these instructions apply to modern Christian men? The principles remain the same even if the context has shifted. We live in a world that often glorifies self-sufficiency and independence, but as men of faith, we're called to a higher standard. Respect for women, particularly those who are older or widowed, is paramount. This means treating them with dignity and honor, listening to their voices, and valuing their contributions to our families and communities. It means standing against any form of abuse or exploitation and being advocates for their well-being. Responsibility is another key theme. Just as Timothy was tasked with caring for the church, Christian men today are called to be responsible members of their families and communities. This includes providing for our loved ones, being present and engaged fathers and husbands, and using our resources and abilities to serve others. Integrity is the bedrock upon which these other virtues stand. It means living a life of consistency, where our actions align with our words and our faith. It means being men of honesty, trustworthiness, and moral courage even when it's difficult. Living out the message: practical steps for today. Putting these principles into practice doesn't require grand gestures. It's often the small, consistent acts of love and service that make the biggest difference. Here are a few practical steps. Identify the widows and elders in your church and community. Get to know them, listen to their stories. Ask how you can pray for them and offer practical support. Be intentional about honoring older women in your life. This could be your mother, grandmother, a neighbor, or a woman at church. Offer a helping hand, a listening ear, or a word of encouragement. Support ministries and organizations that care for widows and the elderly. This could be through volunteering your time, donating resources, or simply raising awareness about their needs. Model these values for the next generation. Teach your sons and daughters the importance of respecting their elders, caring for the vulnerable, and living lives of integrity.